Howdy. Last night I came across this really great Star Wars cosplay, and I was taken aback because it was beautiful. And then you told me it was handmade, which blew my mind. And I was just like fanboying out to you last night. And I was really hoping I got to see you today, and I'm so happy I did.
I'm so happy I ran into you today.
Can you please introduce yourself and tell me why you chose this cosplay today?
Yes, so my name is Catherine, and I'm cosplaying Kylo Ren from Star Wars The Force Awakens. And I chose this cosplay because I am really into any costume that has a lot of craftsmanship in it. I saw The Force Awakens when it came out in December and absolutely loved it. Fell in love with Star Wars all over again and really fell in love with everything about Kylo Ren. So it seemed a natural progression to create the cosplay.
Can you tell me what got you into cosplay, and what was your first cosplay experience like?
My first cosplay experience was actually at AnimeNext, the con that we are at right now, in 2006. I cosplayed Elle from Death Note, and my best friend cosplayed Light, and we also had a Misa and a Mello with our group. And during that cosplay, that was my first entry into cosplay. Obviously not a cosplay with a ton of craftsmanship in it, but I guess what got me into cosplay was the ability to take a character that you love and to represent them and bring them to life in a new way. Death Note is one of my favorite anime, and I would love to go back and try to do a better cosplay of Elle than I did back in 2006. But yeah, I mean, I love cosplay for the community aspects. I love it for the craftsmanship aspects, and I guess that's something that's continued from 2006 to 2017.
Awesome. Now, I know you get this question a lot, and I want to know how do you explain cosplay when people ask you? And then, what does cosplay mean to you?
So, for the first question, how do I explain cosplay? I mean, I think that a cosplay means different things to different people. I tend to explain cosplay as sort of like three-dimensional fan art. It's creating a representation of a character, either 2D or 3D. I mean, Kylo Ren is obviously a 3D character played by a real actor, but creating a fan art of that character, but doing it in fabric, doing it in props, doing it in like makeup, and even in like the mannerisms that you use. And I guess that is what cosplay means to me, that it's a way to show your appreciation for a piece of media that you really love.
Now, since you said this is handmade, what about this costume do you find the most pride in? Like when you put it on, what's that one piece that you're just so proud of yourself for?
So one of the unique things about Kylo Ren, and this is something that I tell people when I explain that I'm cosplaying Kylo Ren, is that the way that the sleeves and the undercoat are created, they have this pleated pattern that's sort of like the fabric version of armor. So on my sleeves and my undercoat, I have these very intricate, I don't know if you can see them on the screen. You have this very intricate pleated pattern, and these are pleats that I had to hand sew each individual pleat. I used a pleating board to make sure that they were uniform, and then I just had to press everyone as I sewed it, sewing them into sheets and making sure that it was uniform was definitely challenging, but when I finished my tunic, when I finished the sleeves and I put them down, I was like, this has some really nice craftsmanship, and I'm really proud that I have gotten to the level as a sewer that I can do this.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So you have confidence, you're doing this character justice, and you're able to just talk to me very easily. I'm sure there are plenty of people who are going to look at you in this con and be amazed. What do you tell someone who wants to cosplay, though, but is shy? How do you encourage them?
I mean, I was definitely a very shy cosplayer when I first got into cosplay, and I was mostly doing it like as a way to hang out with friends. And I think that like the friendship aspect of cosplay can be good for someone who's shy. Like, you're not going to become a really stupendous cosplayer on your first take. I have lots of not so great cosplays in my back catalog, and it took me a lot of time and a lot of practice to get to the point where I am today. So for someone who's just starting out in cosplay and is a little bit shy, I would recommend find a friend or two. Hopefully IRL friends, but if you have URL friends who can encourage you in your cosplay efforts, and share what you're doing. If possible, try to meet up with them and cosplay together, because you definitely have a lot of confidence when you're cosplaying as part of a group. Like my first Death Note group, we may not have been the most polished cosplayers, but we were having a heck of a good time at AnimeNext.
Awesome. So do you have any dream cosplays?
I mean, this was my dream cosplay like this time last year.
So your next goal?
My next goal cosplay, I'm going to be doing a San from Princess Mononoke. Sort of like the same deal in that she's a loner with a mask and a weapon. But so for San, what I'm really interested in doing is creating a cosplay that has a lot of natural materials, given that San is this girl who's been literally raised by wolves. So I'm going to try to use as many natural materials. I'm going to teach myself how to make a mask out of leather, since that's the sort of like battle helm that she's got. And I'm really looking forward to like using these limited materials to create something that's a cool representation of that character. After San, I'd love to cosplay Wicked Lady from Sailor Moon, which was one of the first anime that I really got into. And I'd love to do something where I completely don't look like myself and cosplay Shinji's Eva unit from Evangelion. Yeah.
Now, do you have social media we could see your work at?
I have a Twitter, which I post. Not a Twitter. I have an Instagram that I post some of my material to, and that is Cather Internet. So KATHERINTERNET. And then I'm also Cather Internet on Tumblr, except I'm Cather Internet with 2 T's at the end.
Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day.
Great talking to you.